What happens when two strong personalities meet on live television and neither one plans to step back? The View has had its share of tense debates, but what unfolded between Wanda Sykes and Joy Behar went far beyond a simple disagreement. What began as a cheerful chat turned into one of the show's most intense on-air moments. Before we break it down, make sure to subscribe and tell me whose side you're on, because this clash had everyone divided. Wanda Sykes joined The View to promote her comedy special and talk about a few trending topics. She's known for her sharp mind, fearless humor, and unfiltered honesty. Joy Behar, the veteran co-host, is equally outspoken and never afraid to challenge anyone. When the two sat down together, what started light soon turned into a heated back and forth that no one saw coming. The conversation began smoothly. Whoopi Goldberg introduced Wanda, the audience cheered, and the group laughed about stand-up, fame, and comedy's changing world. Everything seemed fine until Joy steered the conversation toward cancel culture. She asked if comedians were too worried about offending people these days. Joy said comedy was once about taking risks, but that now too many were afraid of backlash. Wanda smiled politely, but her tone shifted. "There's a difference between being bold and being mean," she said. From that moment, the mood changed. Joy laughed, brushing it off. "Comedy's supposed to make people uncomfortable," she said. Wanda replied calmly. "Comedy's supposed to make people laugh. If the only reaction you get is offense, that's not funny. It's lazy." Joy shook her head. "People are too sensitive now. You can't say anything without upsetting someone." Wanda answered, "Or maybe people are finally being heard. It's not about being sensitive. It's about not letting disrespect slide anymore." The other hosts looked uneasy. Sunny Hostin nodded slightly, Sarah Haynes looked shocked, and Alyssa Farrah Griffin kept quiet. Whoopi watched closely but stayed silent. Joy pushed again. "If we start filtering every joke, comedy loses its edge." Wanda said, "No, it gains depth." "You can be funny and still be thoughtful." Joy said, "I make fun of everyone equally." Wanda smiled faintly. "That sounds fair, but not everyone stands on equal ground. Some jokes cut deeper depending on who they're aimed at." Joy frowned. "So now we have a rulebook for jokes?" Wanda said, "No rules, just awareness. There's a difference." The studio went quiet. The audience stopped reacting, sensing the rising tension. Joy said, "If you keep worrying about who's offended, you'll never tell a joke again." Wanda said, "It's not about worrying. It's about caring." "Comedy doesn't need cruelty to be funny." Joy exhaled sharply. "So we're just supposed to water it all down?" Wanda said, "No, you grow with the times." "That's what real comedians do." Whoopi finally stepped in. "Let's all take a breath," she said. But Joy kept going. "I've been doing this longer than most people watching. I know what works." Wanda looked at her evenly. "Then you should also know when something stops working." Joy let out a short laugh. "I didn't realize I was getting a lesson on comedy." Wanda replied, "It's not a lesson, it's perspective. You can choose to hear it or not." Sunny tried to ease the tension. "Joy, Wanda's talking about the difference between intent and impact." Joy sighed. "I get that, but sometimes the reaction goes too far." Wanda nodded. "It's okay to disagree, but if people tell you they're hurt, that deserves more than an eye roll." Joy said, "I don't try to hurt anyone." Wanda replied, "I know. But it's not about trying, it's about listening when someone says you did." Joy paused, then said, "Maybe I don't always notice when something crosses the line." Wanda's voice softened. "That's human. The problem is pretending the line doesn't exist." Sarah added, "That's the thing. Listening doesn't mean agreeing. It just means being open." Wanda nodded. "Exactly. Comedy doesn't die from awareness. It gets smarter." Joy leaned back. "I've always fought for free speech. I don't want comedians scared to speak." Wanda said, "Free speech isn't freedom from consequence. Accountability isn't censorship." Whoopi nodded. "That's true. People mix those up all the time." Joy said quietly, "Maybe I get defensive because I've been doing this so long." Wanda said gently, "That makes sense. Change is uncomfortable for everyone." Joy smiled slightly. "I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes." Wanda said, "We all have. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress." There was a long silence before Joy said, "I don't agree with everything you said, but I understand it." Wanda smiled back. "That's all that matters. Understanding doesn't need agreement." The audience began to clap, breaking the tension that had built for nearly 10 minutes. Joy chuckled lightly. "I guess we both learned something," she said. Wanda grinned. "That's what conversations are for." Whoopi wrapped things up. "This is The View, tough talks, real moments, and growth. That's why people watch." As the segment ended, Wanda and Joy shook hands, sharing a brief smile. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. A moment that showed how two powerful voices can clash, challenge each other, and still find respect in the end. So, what do you think? Was Wanda right to call Joy out? Or did she take it too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.